Hey friends, welcome back to this episode of Chaos Cooking. This time it's with a spin. It's not for dinner, it's what's for lunch. Because your girl's got her day off. And I know what you're thinking. Emily, girl, what is you doing? Are you still in your pajamas? The answer is yes, I'm in my pajamas. And I know what you're also thinking. Emily, girl, what have you had for breakfast? Red Bull. And beef jerky. We running on protein and caffeine. And what are you doing with your hair? I don't know. I woke up like this. My curly girl hair, no. My curly girls, no. We don't comb our hair. And this is just what I woke up with, and I ain't fixed it yet. So we're keeping it real. So this episode of our Chaos Cooking, we are pantry cooking because I don't want to go to the store. It's like 12 degrees outside and I don't want to go, and I got to get rid of some stuff. So we have some frozen breadsticks in the freezer. We also have some cheeses that need to be used, some veggies that need to be used. So also have this. I'm thinking I want to make some kind of Italian soup because I always keep these in my fridge too. These little bitty noodles. They could easily be like the pastolini. So we're going to make some soup and it's going to be good. And everybody in the comments wanted me to use my new cookware set. But they were like, girl, I want to see that. Don't be afraid to use it. Here she is. She's pink and she's beautiful. And I'm really excited because the smaller pans are the ones that don't have the handles. You have that little one clip thing that clips on. So yes, I think it's cool. More room and it fits better in your cabinets. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so let's get going. Chaos Cooking. Let's hit it, guys. Okay, babies, you know what time it is. It's voiceover time because pure chaos in the background. The girls are up for ready for the day. They are watching Bluey and playing in the background, and you can't hear anything. So let's get going. We are going to chop our veggies very poorly, might I add, because what's one thing you guys know about me? Your girl can't chop. I'm going to learn. You know what? Let's learn. We're going to learn how to chop, and we're going to practice. We're going to do it. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So I have got 2 stalks of celery and a handful of baby carrots. I did only end up using 1 stalk of the celery because it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and start cutting our little baby carrots. And I'm going to quickly get tired of it. And I pulled out my little cheese grater to see, oh my gosh, maybe it'll shred my carrots. And it kind of does. I will say kind of. I need a new cheese grater. The little rubber stopper on the bottom is not working and it wants to slide. And it's taking all I got, guys. And I'm just getting a little bit out. And here I am thinking, oh my gosh. So I'm trying again. I've rearranged. We're trying again. And more starts coming out. And we're finally getting there. And then I broke it. And I know what you're saying. It does come undone. But no, I broke it. It will not go back together. Okay, we've got our pot ready. We've added some oil to our pot. And we are going to bring that to a good heat so we can start to throw in our veggies and our garlic. So let's heat that baby up. And here come our veggies. Our very oddly strange cut carrots and shredded carrots and our celery. There is a nice sizzle going on here. We are going to cook these until they are nice and tender. Nice and tender. But also not too tender because I do still like a little bit of crunch. And here we are. Y'all know garlic is my love language. And believe it or not, I didn't add like 3 tablespoonfuls. I just added maybe 2. No, 1.5. Just a little bit. A little bit for me. That's probably a lot for other people. And we are going to start cooking that down. And it smells so good and so fragrant. And it's just pretty. Like that orange color and that green, it's just pretty. So cook it down. We're going to get them nice and tender, but not too tender because I told you guys I want some crunch to my veggies. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. And look at them. They're all coming together. They're cooking down just a little bit. We're going to throw that pot on there just to help the cooking process. And taking that lid off just to see what we've done. And I just think it's so pretty. The oil, the orange, it's just a pretty color. Anyway, it smelled good too. And we're going to go ahead and add in a few tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I do not measure. I measure with my heart when it comes to flour, guys. And it usually pans out pretty well. Haha, pun, pan out. Get it. We're going to go ahead and whisk. Y'all should be so proud of me. I'm using a rubber whisk because I'm terrified of scoring up my pretty new cookware set. I've got a rubber whisk, and we are whisking these babies up. Cook the flour down so we can get that raw flour taste out of it. We don't want that in our soup. It's not going to be good. It's going to be pretty yucky if we don't cook that flour taste out of it. And we are going to go ahead and add in our chicken broth. And you know I'm a fan of the Knorr chicken bouillon cubes or the Knorr chicken bouillon powder. That's usually how I make my chicken broth. It's just easy and it's cheap. And you'll see that I didn't whisk it that good when I combined it in the little measuring cup. So I'm whisking it together in this pot. And it is going to thicken up. We're going to go with a thick soup today, guys. She's going to be thick and we're going to like it. Thick and hearty soup. Whisk that baby up so we can get everything well combined before we start adding in our other ingredients. And you'll see she's going to start getting thicker and thicker as we go along. And that color is just so pretty. It's just a pretty soup right now. So keep whisking. And then here in just a little bit, when your girl gets her stuff together and starts beating that whisk on the pot, we are going to go ahead and put in our noodles. I got the little pastolini, guys. This is like sometimes anywhere from 40 to 50 cents a pack, and it goes a lot further than you think. I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, those noodles are so tiny, it cannot be enough. But I swear, as they cook, it goes so much further than you would think. Used to, I would add like 2 bags to it, and then I learned, nope, that is way too much. These go stretch a lot farther. So 1 pack is good, but again, they're like 40 to 50 cents. And I've got some half and half. We're going to throw in there just to make a nice creamy soup. And it still looks so pretty. I just love the color that the carrots added. So go ahead and start whisking so we can combine everything. Whisk it up. And make sure you get all the sides. That way we get all the flavor in there. Get the bottom so we can deglaze the skillet. And then it's our favorite part, guys. It is our favorite part. We are going to season till we're sneezing. I got some onion powder I've thrown in there. And then next, you guessed it, garlic powder is going right in. As much as your little heart desires. Just season with your heart, guys. Don't be afraid of the season. We're building that flavor. And then we are going to go in with some Italian seasoning. And for some reason, this stuff does not want to come out easily. So I had to shake like my life depends on it. I got that granny arm shaking right there, if you can only see it. But we're going to put, I don't know how many tablespoons. Not even. Maybe a teaspoon. Sure. Let's go with that. You guys know I measure with my heart. Oregano leaves. I love oregano. Just a little extra oregano in anything Italian is so good to me. I just love oregano. It's one of my favorite Italian seasonings. A little bit of salt. Not too much because that bouillon powder is already salted. A lot of pepper. You guys know it. I love my black pepper. I love it. And then we are going in with a little bit of nature seasoning. Just a sprinkle of it. Don't go, yeah, this nature seasoning is pretty good. I put it in quite a bit of stuff. Some parsley flakes, just for a little bit of razzle-dazzle. And oopsie, I forgot to open it. It's a new one. So let's open that baby and shake some in. Just for a little bit of added color. A little bit of razzle-dazzle on in there. We want a pretty soup. So keep shaking like your life depends on it, girl. Let's get going. Shake that parsley in there. We got it. And we're going to go ahead and stir that up. And here I realize that I probably need a whisk. And guess what, guys? Okay, guys, it finally happened. I seasoned until I sneezed. Anyway, okay, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program of whisking it together. Make sure we're scraping the sides. Make sure we're incorporating all that seasoning into that good old soup. We're going to throw the lid on, let it come together just a little bit longer before our next step, and let it cook. We are going to remove that lid. It's coming to a good simmer now. It's just still such a pretty little soup. I've said that 100 times, but I'm really proud of the soup. It's so yummy and so good. Go ahead and stir it a little bit more before we move on to add in our next item, our next ingredient, and it's going to be some cheese. We needed to get rid of some. I have mozzarella and Parmesan, so we're going to go ahead and throw in some mozzarella cheese. I think I did about maybe half of a cup of the mozzarella. We're going to make sure we do this and combine it before we throw in our other ingredients because it just will not combine as well. I've also got some Parmesan. I don't throw quite as much Parmesan in that, just a little bit more because Parmesan is very strong to me and I like a little bit. A little bit goes a long way for me. But if you like it, of course, you can add more. So whisk it together. It's going to melt and it's going to combine, especially with that half and half. It's going to make just a thick, creamy soup. Like I said again, whisk up, scrape down the sides to make sure we're not losing any of the flavor. And it's going to melt and it's going to come together. And it's just going to be a thicker soup before we add in our next ingredient. And of course, we did not have the cannellini beans. I only had pinto beans in the cabinet. I rinsed them with cold water as much as I could, and I used maybe 3/4 of the can because it was just a little too much to use the whole one. And we're going to add that in there and whisk it all together, and we're going to let that cook up a little bit longer too. And I was a little bit nervous about this step, guys, but I really think this made the soup. It was so good. Just that added bean, the protein, extra protein. It was just super good. It added a little bit of extra to the flavor too. And honestly, I'm glad I did it. I was super nervous about it at first, but it turned out really, really good. We're going to cook it for a little bit longer. Open that baby up. It's cooking nice and good now. Everything's coming together. Look how thick and creamy that soup is. It's just going to be some good, hearty, filling, yummy soup. And it was so easy to make and just ingredients that I already had in my cabinet. It was so yummy. And then, of course, that added pasta is going to thicken it up as well with the starch from it when you cook that pasta inside of the soup itself. We're going to throw it back on, of course, and then here we go. We're going to plate it up. Go ahead and get you some good scoops stirred around so you can make sure you get a little bit of everything in it. And make sure you are scraping the bottom too so you can get some of that good stuff that's settled because it's a heavy soup. It is just as much as your little heart desires. It is very filling too. So a little goes a long way. And I'm topping ours with some bacon bits. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of cheese on ours too. I used some more of the Parmesan. And I am going to put a breadstick in it as well. That breadstick was so good in that soup, guys. It just, chef's kiss. Look how pretty she is. I'm so proud of her. She's all done and it's beautiful. It looks so good. So I just started adding more stuff to the pot as I went on because I started thinking, one of my friends from work is she's Italian. I think she's like second generation, third generation, first generation. She's Italian. And she was talking about pasta fazool and we were like, oh, that sounds so good. And funny side note story, I asked her how to spell it because I had no clue. Because I don't know how to spell these things. So she told me how to spell it. And I was shocked. I was like, that's what pasta fazool is? This whole time I had been calling it pasta fagioli. And then I felt crazy and like an idiot. And they still laugh about that and it's funny. But I'm not saying that this is pasta fazool. I know that it is not. But as I was going, I was like, ooh, this will be good. This will be good. So it is inspired. It's like a creamy. And I did not have cannellini beans. I had pinto beans. So I threw it in there. We'll see how it tastes. I mean, it can't be that different, right? But it looks so good. Look at it. We're going to try it, and it's going to be good. It's thick, and it's creamy. I'm so excited. Okay, let's try her. Gosh, I'm hot, guys. I'll stand out where that eye and it's hot. That is really good. It's thick, it's creamy, it's hearty, it's got protein in it. Oh my gosh, just made out of the pantry. And you probably have some of this stuff too. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Let's let the girls try it. Okay, KG. Is it pretty good? Do you like it? Do you want a breadstick to go with it? Yeah. Guys, we are all still in our jammies.
Yeah, I know.
Their favorite jammies are these princess gowns. You've probably seen them wear them 10 times because it's their favorite.
Hey, that's mine.
No, it's not. Yours is in there. Riley took it in the living room for you.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty good, isn't it? To be thrown together out of the pantry. No recipe, huh? Yeah. You want a breadstick?
No. I'll pick one after.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Riley. Tell me if it's good. It's got little pasta too. It's good with the beans in it too, right? It's really good. I know, I'm impressed. Okay, guys, that was it for this episode of Chaos Cooking. It was super yummy. I hope you liked it. I liked it. It was really kind of fun to make. I like doing new things. So, yeah, get creative in the kitchen. You don't need a recipe. You don't need measurements. Just throw some stuff together you think would be good and just try it. That's how stuff started out anyway. It's really fun to try new things, especially when it pays off and it's so delicious. But yeah, less than 25 minutes to make, maybe a little bit less. I had to cut the vegetables and your girl was slow. You know how I am with shopping. But anyway, it's super good on a coldy day. Coldy day. Guys, I cannot get it together this morning. It is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Come back for the next video. Like, subscribe, comment, all the fun things. I love you guys. Embrace the chaos, and it's fine, right? Bye.